Hey, hello guys, and welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. Of course, if you want an introduction, you can just check out my previous live streams straight up to January 2021. So for the past 3 years, I have introductions, and they break down the Ahn Project, what it's all about, into subdomains, analogies of life, and all that kind of jazz, as well as the copyright-free music, and the schedule, and so on and so forth, all that jazz. So with that being said, if you want, you can check those out. We're going to dive right into the content today. So here's just a listing of how we're going to break down this stream, what you can expect. There's going to be only one stream today, as usual for now, that we're going to split into 3 sections. The first, maybe, minute, 2-3 minutes, just a bit of what we're going to cover for the stream, so table of contents, what I'm doing now. After that, we're going to run into maybe about 5 minutes worth of photography, and I'm going to be commentating over whatever is relevant, from diet to nutrition to pricing and purchasing, showing some gratitude, a lot of storytelling. So if you like storytelling, relationships, finance, whatever it is, all these domains of life with respect to the photographs, okay, and screenshots. And then after that, we're going to have maybe about, for today, maybe 2 to 3 minute segment after that, so the 10-minute mark, where I'm going to get up and move around the room and note any changes into the logistics of that room. And then finally, after getting through the physical portion, we're going to sit down with the task list, which you see on the left hand side, and I'm going to run through the items. You see up to 400 right there, 480 or so. We're going to talk about abstract things that typically I can't cover, I can't show you on camera, because, like relationships or whatever, or task items I'm doing physically, I can't show it on camera, so why not cover it like that? So that being said, let's just dive right into it. So the first thing we want to cover here is what you see is what you get, just being real, honest, and genuine about the good, the bad, and the ugly in my life. So, time record. Right now, what I want to do is cover some, a bit of gratitude, show some gratitude for something I received from a colleague. You see this Vita Coco. I'm going to maybe maximize it a little bit so you can see. Vita Coco brand coconut water. This is something I just received from my colleagues yesterday, which, again, she's really been helping me work through some personal issues of mine. One of my personal insecurities and issues, I have this very deep-seated obsession with independence and trying to do everything myself. And she's one of those colleagues. I'm going to breathe her name by ML. Fantastic individual. Again, she's been almost like an aunt to me. And in many ways, this is not necessary to represent what she's done for me. And I know it's just a drink, and but it does symbolize, it's a gift item. And I'm today trying to express some gratitude, some thankfulness for her and what she's. This is just a small item that she came up and said, this will help boost your immune system. And she's probably kind of feeling this way because maybe a couple months back, I gave her something that was a sort of a business product of mine to help her with her joints. And I don't know how that turned out, but the fact is, this is a drink here that she gave to me. And I can note that, here's the expiry date and so on and so forth. But the key highlight is really just that I like the fact that it has a lot of potassium, and again, that lowers your risk of hypertension. It just decreases your blood pressure. So that's that. And it doesn't have too much sugar. For 330 milliliters, 13 grams of sugar, not bad. I didn't drink it yet, so I'll show you later on stream. Like I said, 10-minute mark when we get up, I still have the bottle. I'm going to take it to work. Alright, so here's a burst snapshot of everything that came yesterday. And what I'm going to do is move on to the next treats and items I received. So this is just covered in paper towels, but someone's birthday yesterday, a colleague of mine, so VJ, I'm going to abbreviate it, again, expressing gratitude, so happy birthday to VJ. Again, very motherly individual. She has, I believe, a daughter and a son. Anyways, the point is, it was her birthday and she came over, and they always bake these, treats, Sri Lankan treats, cakes, mixed butter and chocolate cakes, as well as that kind of crispy thing you can't see right there on the side. That's a hard, kind of deep brown, light brown, crispy thing they call vada. And so vada, if you are Sri Lankan, I think you know what this is. Very crispy, very savory, very spicy. One of my favorite treats. I know I don't have very good photographs here to show you. It's probably dark contrast, and I apologize for that. That's just because, like I said, I'm just trying to capture everything so that I punch it into Excel and it keeps me, it brings me something positive for the day and tries to bring me to appreciate the people who I have in my life when for most of my life, I've had people who've taken away from me, and I've had to teach myself everything. So I very much cherish the people that contribute positively to my life, and that's that. All right, so here's a cake. Again, happy birthday. And that's everything. So we ran through about just a small snippet of the photographs. Here's a good portion of everything, all the photographs in burst snapshot. I can't cover it all. That's why it's this is sort of like a live stream and a media project management solution. Basically, I don't have to show everything in detail. I have like 30 photographs, but I only showed like maybe 10. All right, so that's it. Good. We can move on now, and let's get up. So let's get up on stream. So this is my room, and I'm gonna move the task list down so you can see a little bit more. So today, so this is region D1, and why don't I run through the room? So here, region A, kind of the office area. Region B here, for storage. C for the closet. D is this kind of entire region hallway. And I want to move to over D1 and D2 for today. So D1, you can see that there's pretty much clean, compared to yesterday's live stream, which you can check on previous YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, wherever you're coming from, it doesn't really matter. The fact is, you can see a big difference. It's completely cleared. I like that because later on today, before I go to work in like half an hour, I'm going to go and get the groceries. The only canister here that is taking up space a little bit, I got to recycle this. Just a bottle of Proglucamune from Uzan Health Sciences. And again, one of the business products I use. So I restocked from that region C1 down to A. So you can see all the bottles here. And so this one's empty, and I'm going to take it out to recycling. That's it. So I'll put this inside the work bag, which is a shopping bag. And you can see up here, you know, this is the coconut water I was talking about earlier. Again, just a class 4 item. Class 4 meaning something that receives. Think of inventory management. If you run a business, you know what I'm talking about. Shipping, receiving, warehousing, distribution. So I keep track of everything that comes in and out of my life personally. And so this is just showing some gratitude. So thank you to ML for this. I'm probably going to save this for tomorrow morning when I bring it to dinner for work. Because I don't always have something to drink, but most likely today when I get the groceries I will have something already. So with that being said, let's keep tabs on the time. It's about 7 minutes in. Okay, so moving on. Region A, clean once again, very nice. This is how it should be, and I know it's going to get a little bit dirty when I get the groceries, so now we're going to sit down and cover the important aspects on the side. So task list here. Okay, I'll pull up right here. Okay, let's make that a little bit larger. And I also have a second one up here that's more up to date. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove the one that was in the thumbnail. And I'm going to zoom in on this one. Okay. So now I've been having this is going to be a very personal stream, I suppose. But you know, we have to do this at times. And like I said, there's not too much there's not too much visual stuff here. Largely, this will be storytelling, and so this may or may not be relatable to some of you. We're going to touch on relationships, on blood, on domestic issues, as well as I'll just get going back and forth, as well as some things I missed in terms of production and trying to incorporate the project into my life fundamentally so I can start learning things more efficiently. So the first thing I want to talk about here, if I pull up right here 486, that's probably, these are some very heavily important items I need to cover on stream. So the first one here, I've realized that in fact one of my guardians is actually potentially violent and a bit dangerous, and for most of my life it was a large fear, and I believed it to be very real. And recently I've come to terms with some thought that maybe, you know, my belief that he was violent was wrong, that I was exaggerating. But due to certain events over the past, I've been hearing a lot of stuff. I've been trying to sleep, but it's been very noisy, and it really brings me back to when I was a kid. All the arguments, and you know, it was very reminiscent. I just realized now that it's very real. As of the past 72 hours, based off of what I've been hearing, it's almost as if he's mentally unstable. And you know, again, this is not a dig on him. Listen, he's had a very difficult life, and he's done his very best to support me. But sometimes we fall short of expectations. I know that I've made mistakes, and that I've definitely failed in a lot of ways. So definitely I have to come to terms with the fact that I was shocked. He's still a bit crazy, a little bit unhinged. And, it's been 3 decades now, and I had to come to terms with this. So I have to be careful. I had to tread carefully. Okay. All right. 487. This one's from maternal, so this one's a little bit more lighthearted. It comes from maternal side. So my mother sent a little kind of a blip, and like I said, things have been on the upswing. We have been going uphill. I guess minus the past 72 hours, whatever. But even that thing is small. We've mostly been improving our relationships in terms of domestic blood since about August 2020. And so she sent me this text, and I've been helping her start her new business, and I dropped off in around December, and now she's independent. She's able to do things on her own and stand on her own 2 feet. Very proud of her, trying to start her own business, and she sent me this link. And so I'm going to record one of the links that she sent. So it's probably like a webinar thing. I'm going to record it just to save it and send it over to her. Next, 488. Next day. So this one's family. And this is probably the first time or first few times I've ever put family into the task list, because usually I use relations, so RLTN standing for relations when I refer to relatives. But I have to recognize now that I need to stop being a little bitch and acknowledge that I do have family, and that's my brother and my cousin, who are very close to me. And these are people who have elevated to the point where I believe, yes, these are people who are family. And yeah. Okay, so with that being said, my cousin sent me one of the sessions. I've been, trying to help resolve his particular, my aunt and uncle. He's been having difficulties with his career pivot. I'm not going to go into depth why it is, but like I said, it's been in a previous live stream, it's a little bit a shift towards something that's a little bit more risk prone, and that's been causing a lot of strife for him. And so we've been trying to work through things. And he sent me one of the sessions so that because there was a lot of talking about on my end too. And that's very useful to be able to record your own conversations. I hope that's something that you guys do, that you get some, you both agree between the parties that you're speaking with, when it's a personal conversation that has a lot of value, and you reflect on that, you re-listen. So 489, this one is also something about that. I've been coming to terms with the fact that, for past, after hearing this story, I kind of sat down like a psychiatrist, marriage counselor, even general practitioner, so almost a family doctor. I was trying to resolve in August 2020. Since then, there was a sub-series of the Ahn Rho Project called Saving a Caregiver, or Saving a Guardian, really. And I became the caregiver, and I said, I'm going to bring her back to scraps, and that was maternal guardian, that's my mother. And I realized a lot of things about, I wanted a full story, and I got the full story. It's been hard to wrap my head around a lot of things that I've sort of I try to stay positive, but I have to acknowledge that I've lost a lot of things as a result of the domestic issues. And that's been causing a lot of strife for me. And I had to ask my brother, who's not here with me, did he always know this? Because I always knew he was more sympathetic to my maternal guardian, so my mother. And I wanted to text him, did you know? And he has no clue what I'm talking about, at least so far. So I guess I've just been trying to come to terms with the fact that my perception has been very skewed. And with that being said, that's everything. So some very heavy concepts here, topics here. And now I want to jump into something that's a little bit more lighthearted and say that I forgot 2 items that have to do with just live stream production. And so we're talking about, live streaming. Think about this laptop here. Now I can't remember what they are, unfortunately, but this is just a note that I should, once the stream ends, I have to very viciously try to remember what they are and jot them down and add them to the task list here. With that being said, I believe it has to do with audio, and I'm not sure, but something to do with learning while I'm working at the job. So that being said, that's it for today. There's a take-home message as usual. So what is it? Take care of your health, your finances, the people that you care for, that you love. Make sure they become a strong, responsible, disciplined individual, because that's the only way you have anything of value to offer to them. And the best thing you can do for them is to really be able to stand on your own 2 feet and take care of yourself first before offering anything else to society. With that being said, this is not to preach. I hope you share this understanding with me, that if you're, hope you do. With that being said, hope to see a better version of you as well as myself in the next live stream tomorrow morning. This is Ahn Rho signing out. Ciao.